Moving on to the next.
The Ring doorbell. I honestly
Bing
wanted one of
bong.
these. But, so let me just hear me out. So, the doorbell camera company Ring has forged video sharing partnerships with more than 400 police forces across the United States, granting them potential access to homeowners' cameras footage and powerful role in what the company calls the nation's new neighborhood watch. The partnerships let police request a video recorded by homeowner cameras within a specific time and area, helping officers see footage from the company's millions of internet connected cameras installed nationwide, the company said. Officers don't receive ongoing or live video access, and homeowners can decline the request, which Ring sends via email thanking them for making your neighborhood a safer place. The number of police deals, which has not been previously reported, is likely to fuel broader questions in privacy, surveillance, and the expanding reach of tech giants and local police. The rapid growth of the program, which began in spring of 2018, surprised some civil liberals advocates who thought that fewer than 300 agencies had signed on. So, my take on this, if this little program that the Ring doorbell now is doing kind of reminds me of those little police things that sits in the middle of, like, the Walmart parking lots
Oh
or
yeah,
in the
yeah.
hoods or whatever you want to call it. Like,
Hold up now. Hold it.
no, like, for example,
Know
for
how I feel
like
about
in
the hood.
Chicago, like, they have them just those cameras on like every light pole in the neighborhood just because they're like high crime areas. But that's just kind of what it reminds me of. So like it's I'm not gonna say like this is like a form of invasion of privacy. So let's say your house got robbed or your neighbor's house got robbed. They don't have cameras, but you do, and your camera can pick up not only your front area but also theirs. That could potentially help. So by them giving you the option to say yes, I agree, or no, I do not agree to share my video footage, because you don't know what could be potentially on your camera. Let's say you have your friend coming over and your friend smokes, and you don't want, and your friend sitting at your front door smoking, and then next thing you know, the police is looking for something else, but then they see Bob at the door smoking the joint, and then next thing you know, they're looking for Bob. I mean, anything like that. That's just me. But again, I'm just saying this overall thing just kind of it just makes me feel like the big brother, how they're just watching any and everything, just like your phone. When you're on your phone and you take, like, you go to Google and you look up a movie, and next thing you know, you on Facebook or you on Instagram, and that same
The
movie
cookies.
it's in your news feed, and you're like, what the hell? Where did this come from?
It's a trick, people. Hey, listen. Even if they didn't share the information with the police departments, the Ring doorbell. My wife had talked about this, and I told her a long time ago that no, we not getting it, because right now, if we have it in our house, you got a camera up there, a camera right there, a Ring doorbell on the doorbell. But even if you don't activate the cloud, because you just can't go to the store and install that and have that in and have it running internally from your house.
Have everything.
You got to go
Inside
through
your house,
the company,
privacy.
and then, but what you think the geeks and the nerds on the
Yeah.
computer, they can see you
Hackers.
there and they're spying on your wife live, because I could just go click the camera feed, go live, like, I wonder in their house. Pretty sure they done seen violence, domestic violence, hell, probably even murder, drug use, tuning into your house. It's a bad idea, man. You can't even go out and you know what I'm saying, in your own driveway, relieve some stress and stuff like that. It's a bad
Yeah.
thing, man. Me personally, I wouldn't put it in the front of my house. I mean, because I put it like this.
Yeah, because like they said, like it was what was it? Amazon had posted it and said that strangers may have been watching too. Like they could be tapping in, and you could be sitting down eating popcorn
I
on
know
the
some
couch.
hackers, man.
And next thing you know, you got Billy Bob and Joe sitting up there watching y'all every move. That kind of reminds me of my favorite show that's no longer on, Scandal. How um, her boyfriend used to watch her all the time and had cameras and stuff in her house, like, because he was like going through her security cameras and her feeds that she had in her home, and he was watching her, like everything that she did when Fitz would come over, when she would be having secret meetings with people. I mean, he was just like tuned in.
That dude did that. What that was? Child Play, the movie. That dude was doing the little janitor dude down there.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
that's crazy.
We don't really need cameras, man. I don't need cameras. Like, first and foremost, I put it like this: if you believe in God, you protect it anyway. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no weapons. You don't need no gun unless it's time to come down to the nitty gritty. Then you can't about to get in a fight or a gunfight. Be talking about, Lord, it's the time for you to come on and use your mighty fist. It don't work like that, people. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got that faith and believe in God, you know danger ain't gonna come your way and whatnot and stuff like that. For my people that you know that's deep into the church and things like that, you know what I'm saying? You know, no church bashing and nothing like that, no God bashing and nothing like that. It's just if you believe in Him, you good. You know what I'm saying? Because we seen somebody. No, but look, this is what the ring gonna help do. Just like on your cameras. Remember the girl that was in the hotel, and she walked into the freezer or whatever. I forgot her name. I apologize. I forgot her name and stuff like that. You know how it is on the cameras. The thing can recognize your face, the angle thing. Well, that's gonna be on the person ringing doorbell. You walking by the house, it's automatically gonna get on your face, and don't have a warning. Then it's gonna come up in the same neighborhood you in. It's gonna alarm them. The damn red thing gonna come across the computer. Bloop bloop. Your face gonna come up. It's gonna show the neighborhood you were walking in because it just caught you, and you was just up there. There's somebody walking past their door. You know what I'm saying? Probably then jumped the fence in another neighborhood, and there you go. Next thing you know, you getting picked up at the store. All you do is trying to feed your kids out here. You got two baby mama. One of them got you back and forth in child support court.
Oh,
the other one, you know what I'm talking about, got you hemmed up, and now they issuing a warrant out for your arrest.
That an attacker can gain access to a person's Wi-Fi network by guessing either like the password or cracking the encryption or even exploiting another smart home device connected to the same network. And this can attack, that type of attack pretty much can require the ring owners to be connected to the same network at once. And then once they're connected, the attacker can pretty much see all your audio, all your video that is transmitted from the Ring video door camera to that's in your cloud, and you know the applications that are used by the owner. So that footage can then they can be intercepted, and that person can now access and pretty much watch everything that you're going through in your home. It's just like an invasion of privacy, of course. You know.
Hey, you think you and your
those people? It's just those are hackers.
You think you and your squeeze the only one sitting back watching the Game of Thrones? Somebody had they watching it right with you on their couch, and they got their popcorn. When you watch, they watch.
What y'all do they do?
Nah, but if you look at it, if he was a hacker, he wouldn't have to do that. He can pull up and hack, download whatever he wants.
Like they're with you. It's just, that's creepy.
Shout out to all my dudes out there on the dark web, man. Hey, hit me up.
Oh no.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I was a little bit under the weather last time, you know what I'm saying, in our first episode. You know, clearly I'm feeling a whole lot better tonight.
Thank God.
I was hurting. That's what I'm talking about. Show me some love. Show me some love. Show me some love. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into the marriage tips and stuff and things like that, before we get out of here, people, because you know, even though it's the Labor Day weekend or whatever, we still got responsibilities and we still got to handle these kids. So you know what I'm saying? We was able to do a show a little earlier tonight. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we still got to get the kids their time. But I wanted you to read this story, and then we'll go into the you know, some marriage tips. Maybe it'll be helpful to y'all, you know what I'm saying, and give you our perspective. But I want you to read this because, you know, most of the ladies out there probably watched that or whatever.
Where? Where, right here?
That's your girl.
Mama June. Mama June leaves Georgia home, buying RV and living on the road. I always thought she was something crazy. But anyways, Mama June has left the building, and her plan is to start a new life traveling around the U.S. in a home on wheels with her boyfriend, for better or worse. Sources close to June tell TMZ she's no longer living in the Hampton, Georgia home. It's been totally gutted, and the huge dumpster that's been in front of the yard for a week is now full of all of the debris from the inside. Some of June's neighbors tell us she sold the house, but so far we have not been able to find property records to back that up. Regardless, our sources say June has been telling people for weeks she plans to sell her crib, get an RV, and live it out with her boyfriend, Gino. We're told the couple wants to leave their troubles behind, and June's already discussed the move with her daughters by phone. There's been no face-to-face talk about it, as she has known Honey Boo Boo's now living with Pumpkin, which is so sad. But we broke the story. Mama June's pad has destroyed into a hot mess the last couple of weeks and months. I just think that's just a whole nother story. That's crazy.
What you said, the last part, you say that somebody staying with who?
Her daughter, the one that was on Honey Boo Boo, the little girl that was doing the
I remember
pageant.
Sugar Bear. Sugar Bear, what up?
Sugar Bear, that's her daddy. But her, she's now living with Pumpkin, which was the other daughter that's in the house. She started gaining weight, and she was having like issues on the show or whatever. But now she's a little bit older. She's probably like 19 or 20, or between 18 and 22. Just put it that way. And so that's who Honey Boo Boo living with now, Pumpkin.
Mama June.
That's sad. She did never have her life together. Alright, so let's get in these tips.
Marriage tips, people. Let's get into it. Here are the questions, and hopefully we can answer them for you. And question number 1. Is it normal for us to argue?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Paul, wait a minute. Man, we already out the door, man. Give me something to drink. I'm gone.
Yep.
But no, you can go ahead.
I think it's normal, and I think it's healthy, because if you holding your aggression, your anger, your issues, your problems that you are going through within your marriage, then yeah, you will continuously have nothing but negativity within your home. You won't have anything positive. You both will not be like on a positive page or a good page. You can feel the vibe in the home. It wouldn't be healthy. I'm not gonna say like argue to the point to where like you get out, don't come back, and that type of argument. But I'm just saying, like, to get what you need to get out, and then apologize and move forward.
First of all, people, ladies, guys, if you know what I'm saying, with a young lady or a young man, and she could potentially, or he could potentially be your spouse, or you're engaged to them and things like that, you're going to naturally go through something. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And especially like if you see somebody that been together or they married like 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
How long we been married?
11 years. Seriously, I told you, hey, look, I already know this stuff. Hey, listen, I'm a very secure man when it comes to my marriage, my kids, everything else. But as I was saying, if you don't argue or have some kind of, disagreement, not conflict, it's not normal. You know what I'm saying? You see people, I don't care what he do. I don't care what she do. Like, why y'all don't never it ain't never no confrontation. That's like it's levels to marriage and stuff like that, and relationships, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. Figure the person out. Let them figure you out. The number one thing, before we go on to the next thing, the number one thing about arguing, always ask yourself, what you arguing about, is it worth it? And put it on a scale from 1 to 10. From 1 to 10, what we arguing about right now, is it even worth our time and energy? No. If you can stop in the process and do that, and then it just have you think and realize it, man, you in the game, baby. You in the game. But we all know that's temporary.
Very.
Because it's going to be something else. It's going to be another problem. You just gonna have to find your happy medium
Yeah.
and deal with it. But
Pros and cons.
all right, I'll let you ask the second one.
How do we go about finding some balance between working, managing household responsibilities, and spending time together? So, just yesterday.
I was just about to say that. Perfect example. The question came right on time.
Just yesterday, we finally had date night. Like, we never get to have, like, our own personal alone time because we live far away from our family by choice. Not in a bad way, but just by choice because it's better here as far as, like, for career-wise and things like that. We were coming from a smaller town. But anyway, I feel like work is work. Once you do your 8, 9, whatever hours that's done, don't bring it home. Managing your household responsibilities pretty much is making sure that it's equal and or you don't put a lot on one person more than the other. So if you know that the other person is overworked and tired, just make sure you do your part. And as far as spending time with each other, it's always a good thing in a marriage specifically to continue to date. You don't want to lose that spark because just because you're married don't mean that, you got to stop having fun. It's all about work, family, work, family, work, family. You still have to have time for each other because you still have to have that spark, that love, that spunk. Even if the date night has to be in the house and midnight when all the kids are asleep with the lights off, that type of deal. But I just feel at least once or twice a month you need to continue to date each other.
And especially for your, you know what I'm saying, about your household responsibility. It starts with you and it go down to the kids. Now, if you're trying to have a date night or a date morning or whatever, your kids don't know how to make up the bed or clean up, that's extra stuff that you got to do. And especially if they of age, you know what I'm saying? Everything got to be managed together. Then you got to spend time with the kids. Then you can't neglect your wife. You can't neglect, you know what I'm saying, doing the same things you do together or doing the same things and spending time with your kids because they're going to bring it up and they're going to notice it. So, there's one thing, you know what I'm saying, kids going to tell you the truth regardless.
Mines are blunt.
And spending time together is very imperative, you know what I'm saying?
It's very
It molds your foundation. You got to build that foundation, build it up so that foundation can be strong. And it can't, you know what I'm talking about, be, torn down that easily. But spending time together is very imperative and important. And besides, you ain't taking care of your household responsibilities. You just lazy. Get up, sweep, take that damn trash out. You already said, I wish you would sleep right now. I knock your ass upside the head, make you take out that damn trash.
That's funny.
All right, speaking of time, this is the last one for the night, people, and then we got to get on up out of here because, the kids getting raunchy, spicy. How much alone time do you need? Question 3, how much alone time do you need? I'll start with this one. Alone time is very important, but you got to be able to compartmentalize it and get your time in when you can. Like, she might leave with the kids. Man, I'm going to do what I need to do. And then as soon as I get in that groove of being alone, they pop it back up. I just can't leave and go run off and go check into a hotel and just go watch TV and play the game. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. You can't go spend time like that. Well, why you got to do all that just to spend? Man, I can't take it no more. You and the kids, y'all drive me crazy. Now, one thing you don't want to do when you talking about you need time to yourself, just go around a bunch of other dudes, especially if they ain't married, and spending time with yourself. Time to yourself is time to yourself. Not, man, I'm going to go spend time to myself, but first thing your lady going to say is, well, I thought you said you needed time to yourself. You with A, B, C, and D. But go ahead, baby.
I think alone time is very important. I would say at least once a week, you should have your own personal time, even if it's like an hour or two.
Well, you got to give me 3 days a week.
No.
I'm playing.
So that's why I try, like, on the weekends, I'll take my babies out and I make sure I hang out with them, have mommy Sundays or whatever you want to call them. And I make sure I take them and do things with them so to give him his time. Just like yesterday, for example, I made sure that he had him some alone time. I even gave him that much appreciation. I booked him a spa day.
Hey, hold up.
He got a full body massage. And he enjoyed his day. And so today I did the same for myself. I just booked me some time and got my nails and my toes done. I go every 2 weeks, but I just needed my personal time because I was dealing with the kids all day. I just wanted to get some little time in just so I can enjoy myself and just have a moment. I think everybody needs a moment at least once a week.
All right, people. I hope that answered all y'all questions. Man, you got to give me about a week, a long time. Then I'm good. Remember that movie Hall Pass? I'm playing, y'all. I had a cheek stomach. Hey, bro, you know what I'm talking about. I'm playing. But
tried it.
From us to you, from you to us, we're going to go ahead and get on up out of here, man. We hope y'all enjoyed y'all time with us. The HizandHerz podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at HizandHerz podcast, Facebook at HizandHerz Barnett, and at YouTube at HizandHerz podcast. If you're on YouTube, click that like button, subscribe. Peace, family. We love you. And have a good night. Love you.
Good night.